Hi Ivy, welcome to your design challenge.
Taking these pillows, because I saw them yesterday and I really liked them. A little bit more, yeah. And I wanted to keep the space pretty neutral, just so it could be very welcoming for a family of 4.
One of the things that I liked that you did early on was bring this out and that you place that piece there with the clock.
Because I feel like when you're designing a space, it's nice to add interest and mix up the styles just to keep it exciting.
All right guys, so all of our contestants have wrapped. They've presented their vignettes to us, and now why don't we take a little time, maybe run through what everybody did well and opportunities for each vignette for each contestant.
There were some good results, there were some not as good results, but everybody did a great job, I think, overall.
The time aspect was a challenge for each contestant. You know, we usually have a little bit more time to design our bays and our vignettes than an hour with not all of the information. So I applaud each one of them for going through and being great sports with it. All right guys, let's dive into our first contestant with Jara.
Awesome.
She filled the room.
She did fill the room nicely.
More so than any contestant, she filled the room completely.
Which was interesting because I believe that all of the contestants fell short in filling the room and utilizing all the materials they could have. I felt like they kept limiting themselves and were really focused on the accents.
But I will say she did at least got more seating for true seating for a family of 4, which was nice.
She did.
And so she did utilize that. It did include some of the storage pieces. She included the most pieces out of everybody.
Absolutely. She did.
And she got the side tables and everything in there, which was really nice, as well as some layered lighting.
I can appreciate how she was trying to blend. And she did blend effectively, but in the case of that vase, the hand-thrown European style one, and the lamp, I think she kind of lost her way a little bit there. Would have been a much stronger candidate to do a different lamp, I'm sure.
Or even just the complement to the one that she had already chosen.
Listen, there's nothing wrong with a pair of matching lamps in a room.
No, it's good to have that continuity at times.
Absolutely. We mentioned it when we were walking through with her, but I do like her different use of different hues of blue. I think they flowed well together. You've got a darker teal in the accent chair, and then multiple blues between the rugs and the chairs as well. So.
Well, and the warm tones and the cool tones.
Yeah.
You know, she also picked a rug that had the warm, little bit of mustard in it, and then so she was able to play onto that. She really could have scored. That chair has a fantastic ottoman in the same fabric, and I think she could have really scored to bring that in. I think that would have been a great opportunity. And then also there were pillows in that same fabric. So I know a lot of times we tend to shy away from things that match, but those matching items do create continuity, and they create a good foundation to then kind of stray off of the path and introduce some odd items out.
Well, what works is the chairs aren't matching, so the pillows would give it that continuity. Because she did great with the values of the furniture.
Absolutely.
They're really good anchor pieces. But like you said, they got in their head a little bit about the matchy-matchy when really their pieces weren't matchy. The pillows are what would tie that together. So, like you said, what we could do next time.
I love the introduction of the blue chest that she did.
It was great.
In the back. I thought that was a fantastic piece, great for storage.
Why don't we move on to Anne-Marie's vignette? All right.
So definitely a little bit more simplified, a little bit more contemporary. Loved that we got a new color scheme introduced in this one. So it was really nice to see it just pivot from the previous one. I was particularly happy when I really saw her start to use this corner and hang.
The left wall.
Yeah, the left wall and
Absolutely.
hang the mirror. She did a really good job of pulling things in, trying something and switching it out. In the future, it would have been nice to get more seating in there and really fill it, more space. But she did a really nice job of really thinking about the pieces that she did use and how they worked and stuff. So that was really nice to see.
I loved her bringing in a bedroom dresser.
I did too.
Oh, love that.
A lot of people, well, it's bedroom, I'm just going
It
to
was
walk
so
on.
strong.
I'm furnishing the living room. Like, oh, hold on. Yank that mirror off. She was very bold with that, and it worked great.
Especially because it's a higher piece.
The dresser, it's
Oh,
one of our
it's
Stanhope pieces, has a little
fantastic.
additional height to it.
It's beautiful, beautiful piece. That was a total win, and it gave her a really strong central focal
It did.
point. Again, created a tie with the coffee table,
It did.
which drew your eye right across.
Yeah, and she did a really nice job of really bringing us in and thinking about the color scheme because it is there and present through everything.
I thought the color scheme was fantastic, and she was so careful to balance it.
Agree.
That was one of the things I appreciated most. I think the next time is she needs more furniture,
Correct.
Agree. Agree.
more seating, as well as more wooden things to really create a room that's inviting and warm. Another thing I would have liked to have seen, and actually we can talk about this through all of the plans, is we are missing lighting.
Agree.
We are missing lighting,
Agree.
and lighting could be doubled, tripled,
It's
and
the jewelry in a room.
quadrupled.
It is.
It is.
We did talk about the lack of side tables, which is a great look, and I understand. But I think, again, if you're talking about a family room, families need a convenient place to put their glasses.
We use those end tables or those chair side tables for your storage for your remotes.
Absolutely.
Exactly.
Kids in the room, you've got
Absolutely.
a million things you need to store.
I love how she addressed the fact that that piece in back was perfect for storage for all the family's needs.
She did.
Absolutely.
I thought that was excellent.
She did a great job of explaining her vision to us.
Absolutely.
That,
Absolutely.
and it brought me into her design,
Yeah.
Agreed.
which was great. She
Yeah.
described how she set a vignette on the dresser, on the cocktail table, and I saw where she was going with that.
I think she knocked that out of the park.
And we got to keep our mascot. She kept the mascot in.
Right? Absolutely. She used the rooster. So, yeah, we loved
There's a
that.
little playfulness there, a little whimsy.
That explanation overcame a lot of the things we may have seen differently.
Agree? All right, let's move on to our last contestant, Ivy.
I think that Ivy had such a great, strong start here.
She did.
She
Agree.
Really
Agree.
was nailing it from the get-go.
She made some very directive, like, I want to make some collections and bring things together and try them out, and that was really nice to hear. So, because that's exactly what we should do when we're trying to
Absolutely.
put things together.
You know, she started with a different accent chair here and almost immediately saw that it wasn't right for this bay, which is important. She moved off. I love how she moved into the gray here, ties in together.
It does.
I appreciated her bringing the chair forward into the foreground. I thought that was excellent. One of the things where we seem to kind of lose our way a little bit, I feel like, through the design. Lighting was interesting.
Yeah.
Through all three.
Agree. I
Of
think
our
that's maybe
designers.
the biggest collective miss,
Yeah.
is that these rooms will not be lit.
Overall, though, I like she picked the case piece with the chevron. That was
Yes.
very quickly done, and
Yes.
then the clock, which was really nice to see.
Which is
someone
great.
bring
It's a
in.
great focal point. I'm so glad she chose it.
And then she moved us around with the painting.
Absolutely.
Left.
Oh, that was also
Absolutely.
excellent. Putting that large piece on the left wall. The poof, I love that choice. I think the texture is fantastic on that.
I did like that she brought in the floor lamp and added
Yes.
some soft light. Obviously, we're still missing the rest
We
of the
are.
lighting, but there was at least that element there that could really be utilized in a space like this.
Also an attempt to get some height in the back. I
Absolutely.
think that was great.
Yeah.
One thing that I have to say, I think I'd be remiss in saying, is she kept commenting on, well, I don't see what I need. And the whole point of this challenge is to do with what you have. And I think it speaks to really the nature of our business. It's always a requirement because the sky's not the limit ever.
Correct.
From a resource standpoint or financial standpoint. In addition, clients, furnishings, many times we're dealing with their own furnishings.
Correct.
And so those resources, therefore, you know, when you have a piece that you're like, I really don't want to use that, but you do.
She did bring in a piece. It just would have been nice to try more.
Yes.
Just to be okay
Yes.
with bringing in more and,
That would be
you know, bringing it out.
probably
think
my
she-
biggest takeaway.
Yeah,
Yeah.
yeah, just not being afraid to just like, oh, keep trying, keep trying.
Correct.
Yeah.
There was a fixation on the accents, I think, which
I think all three did that, yeah.
All three kind of led us down a more tedious path.
That may be my #1 recommendation for all three of our designers today. Even as you're going along, even if you've only set 2 pieces, sit down and make believe you're the family that's going to sit in this room. You may see something that you're not seeing from 12 feet outside of the room. I do it when we set our bays here at Badcock. It's something very important important to me is like, okay, we've done too much or we haven't done enough. What is this gonna look like for the family? Well, kind of to wrap up, guys, I just wanna say how proud I am of each of our contestants. You could tell they put their heart and soul into every single ounce of furniture and accessories they put into each bay. I think we've got some good ideas on what our final decision's going to be here.
I think so. We're getting awfully close. I think we all have an idea which way we want to go, and we'll see them shortly, I believe, and get a chance to talk to them again and let them know.
I just had so much fun to be able to walk around and do my thing. I'm just glad that I got the opportunity to do this. And I'm rooting for the other two girls too. I think that any of us have just an equal chance, so I'm happy for everybody.
I would say I totally enjoyed it because as a students, we don't get to really work while we're learning because most of the thing is in computers and photos and stuff like that. So being able to actually showcase what we learned is just amazing, like incredible opportunity.
It was super fun and such a cool experience. Like, I'm so honored to be a part of this, to be with fellow designers that, you know, are interested in the same things that I'm interested in. I know we all have different aesthetics and different tastes, and I think it's super cool that we were all able to make our own individual space with the same pieces of furniture. It was definitely more challenging than I thought it was gonna be. Yeah, it was really awesome.
Well, here we are, everyone. We're at the conclusion of our contest here, our first ever design challenge for Badcock Home Furniture and More. Really excited. Before we announce the winner, I want to take a moment to thank first our judges, Tessa and Gordon. You guys did a great job. And then our contestants, thank you so much for your time, your energy, your passion for each one of your vignettes. Everything turned out great. Now, with no further ado, I'd like to announce the winner of the first ever design challenge here at Badcock and More. And that winner is Anne-Marie.
We just wanted to let you know that you did a really great job. Your attention to detail and really bringing everything together and being able to explain why and how you made your decisions really made an impact when we were making our decisions. So excellent work. Everybody did a great job.
We appreciate all that you did, and you all did do a great job. It was very difficult to make the decision. We had to parse it out very carefully. And because of that, we'd like to have Dave take care of someone else.
Thank you.
Again, thank you so much. Gang, that concludes our first ever Badcock Design Challenge. It's been so much fun to see the energy from these young designers. I think the young designers taught maybe the old designers a thing or two we may try on our next project. So a big thank you to everybody. Badcock, Jacksonville, Riverview, our marketing department, the merchandising team, our wonderful cast and crew here. Couldn't have turned out better. Looking forward to being around for round 2, and we'll see you next time.